Welcome to Pylang.info. Pylang is the world's largest Python directory. It's organized as a tree of categories containing links to curated Python content. Over 100 volunteers have contributed content and curation to the Pylang directory. To understand Pylang better, let's first take a look at Google. When you search on Google for Python, you get over 15 million results. That includes snakes and Monty Python. It includes lots of spam and noise. But the biggest problem is it's not organized as a hierarchy. It's just a flat list of items. And the same is true if you search on Twitter or Facebook. You just get these infinite lists of things. A better solution is needed. Pylang provides that better solution. Pylang is a tree of categories. It's a first cousin to Plone. It's a complete content management system. It organizes information as a tree, and every node in the tree has links to curated Python content on the internet. It has multiple content types. So let's take a look at the demo. Let's fire up the demo here. Click on Python.info. Here you have the splash page with this nice video. Let's click on the Get Started button, and that takes us to the tree of categories. So the first thing that every Python developer needs is a database. So let's browse this library. We'll go into Python software. Let's see, Python libraries, Python database libraries, persistent Python. I love persistent Python. All you have to do is subclass off of class persistent, and your application becomes persistent. It's so easy. I'm surprised more people don't use it. There are multiple versions of persistent Python. There are multiple implementations of persistent Python. Personally, I use ZODB, but the really technically interesting one is 0DB. So what 0DB does is it encrypts and decrypts all your information on the client so that the server literally knows nothing about the data that it's hosting. This is great because then you can host your data in the cloud securely and access the information you need safely on the client machines. So let's take a look at 0DB videos. And here we have 0DB at MIT GDC. This is a YouTube content type. Pylang has multiple content types, GitHubs, etc. Take a look. So let's see where we are. We started off at bloggery.org, all bloggeries, Pylang, Python software, Python libraries, database libraries, persistent Python, 0DB database, 0DB videos, 0DB at MIT GDC. That's a 10-level deep hierarchy. If you have 7 items in every level of the tree, 10 levels deep, that gives you 300 million items. So you can organize huge amounts of information using hierarchy. Indeed, that's what professional librarians do. So let's take a look at another representation of the tree. Here you have a list-based, HTML list-based representation of the tree. And that's, of course, what we did is we browsed the tree to find this, but we could have also let's see, what could we have encrypted? Encrypted database. We could have also searched for encrypted database, and we would have found the 0DB database. So this is an application. You can either browse the tree or you can search the tree. Let us now go back to our presentation. Here's the next slide. So Pylang is not just a content management system, it's also a content aggregation system. There's really too much information on the web for any one person to organize it. So I don't scrape the web. What I do is I import structured content from multiple sources. The largest source are markdown lists on GitHub. There's a web user interface. So it's a content management system. People can add content through the web. Blog feeds come in as RSS or Atom. Plone will export information as an XML, and often videos come in as YAML files. And all of that gets merged into the tree into the Pylang tree. So let's take a look at how it works. It's really essential we have to merge multiple trees. So on the left-hand side, we have multiple sources. Blue triangles might be GitHub markdown files. Red circles might be information entered with the web GUI. Blogs come in as these green linear list of items, squares, and these black diamonds might be from Python XML files. So you merge all of that into a single tree. So the end user sees this single group bloggery, but the software also maintains the original source files for all the different sources of information. So they're really two copies of every object. And eventually, the individual bloggeries might even be on somebody's cell phone instead of on the server in a distributed architecture. So this is good for senior developers. Say you're a senior developer, you have a number of GitHub repositories, PyPy packages, YouTube videos, articles, and blog postings. Well, let's face it, they're not all excellent. Some are really good, you're very proud of them. The others, okay, you've done them. So with Pylang, what you can do is you can link to your best quality creations, and then people who are browsing Pylang will find it, whereas the other stuff, if they really need to find something, they'll find it on a Google search. It's even better for intermediate developers. I don't know about you, but I spend huge amounts of time searching on Google for various little bits of information. I'd much rather just come to a curated directory where everything that I read is good. I can learn what the good stuff is. That would make my life so much easier. I'm trying to make your life so much easier by doing this for you. Of course, it's best for beginners. If you're a beginner, you don't even know what Django or Pyramid is. You don't even know what's available. So by coming to something like Pylang, you can find out what's available and then learn more about those libraries that are of most of interest to you. I invite you to take it for a test drive. The application is very fast. Some people even asked if it's a native application. The reason it's so fast is I download all the data as a JSON file. On my connection, it takes less than half a second. In fact, I had to slow down the application because it was too fast. It's all built on top of Python and ZODB, and the client interface is built using the JavaScript fancy tree library. It's sitting on a scalable Nginx caching server, sitting behind a scalable Nginx caching server, and it's on a OVH is the hosting provider on their public cloud so that I can scale up the hardware very easily that it's running on too. This Pylang software is running on top of Bloggery. The Pylang website is running on top of Bloggery software. There are a number of other different Bloggeries. There's one on why choose Poland. I moved my company from Silicon Valley to Poland. It was the right decision. I invite you to come to Poland as well. There's another one that I'm building, which is all the iOS companies in Poland. It's growing rapidly. Soon it's going to spread to be a database of all the iOS companies in Europe. It's structured as a table. People find tables much easier to use than trees. If you're looking for Polish iOS developers, I know lots of them. I invite you to come to the LinkFest sprints. Whenever I present at a conference, I also do a LinkFest sprint. This is where we get together in groups. We discuss what content we'd like to link to. We link to good sources of information. Those people who are interested in a longer-term commitment, I train them how to manage a branch of Bloggery. They can become recognized as the global specialist in that particular technology. And if you have any questions, I invite you to contact me. Go to PythonLinks.info, click on Contact, or bloggery.org and click on Contact. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this video. Good day.